Hey everybody, Audiophile Barista here and welcome to episode 4 of Small Room, Big Sound. Now first I have to say that I am so happy that I started this experiment because it takes me back to my early days as a starting audiophile. The experimenting, the listening to less expensive equipment, it brings back great memories of those first days and I love it. And another thing that I not really know how much I missed it is to have your physical media in the same room as your system. Seeing all my CDs and picking ones that I have not played in a very long time is really fun. You see, I am very happy with my main system. It plays so much better than this setup, as it should of course, but my main system is basically done. After years of tweaking, it is completely built and any changes that I make today are to make it even better. But it is like placing a new lamp or a new plant in a house that is already completely done. But down here, in this experiment, it is like building a new house all over again and I love it. Especially because I am not looking to create the same sound as in my main system, so it is really refreshing. Anyways, let me tell you where I am now. I did jerry-rig an equipment rack and I am still on the lookout for a real rack, but this will have to do for now. And as you can see, I placed the equipment sideways for easy access to the cables. As you can see, the source in the system is the Acom FMJ CD33 CD player. And I am actually the first owner of this player. I bought it somewhere in 2002, I bought it new and I've been enjoying it ever since. And it is a real improvement on the Nakamichi CD player that I had in the system before. The Acom still makes amazing music and it still looks like new. And FMJ stands for Full Metal Jacket, referring to the thick aluminium front plate of the player. Now for power I am still using the Lin LK140, that is 140 watts into 4 ohm, and in between the player and the power amp I placed a passive preamp, one that I almost forgot that I had until one of you guys reminded me that I have it, and thank you for that, you know who you are. And the passive preamp actually plays very nice and took off some of the sharp edge that was there before and which is now gone. Not all of it, but this was much better. Now passive preamps like short cables, and here I am using a short cable that I had custom made for my quad set. On the output I have the wonderful synergistic research cable that I told you about a few weeks ago. Now I have used the B&W to play Rage Against the Machine and for me this does not work. The bass sounds like it's made from cardboard, metal tweeters most never work for me and the whole sound just became too messy, especially with the port open. So maybe the crossover needs to be recapped or maybe it doesn't just like the Lin amplifier, but for me the B&W is out of the experiment. It looks impressive, but I don't like it. Now the Lin Catan is still in the race because it is the most engaging speaker of the bunch. It grabs my attention more than all the other speakers, but when playing louder, especially with Rage Against the Machine, it becomes a bit too aggressive in the highs. But then I pulled out the Piega and that became my instant favorite. This speaker is so clean and fast that things like following the lyrics of the song was most easy on this speaker. Now if only it had a little bit more warmth, I probably could have ended the experiment here, but unfortunately we're not there yet. So what did I learn until now? Now, one thing is that in a small room like this you are actually not looking for low frequency bass. The room is going to play up and standing waves will make for a messy and bloated bass. Another thing is, do not use ported speakers. From all the speakers that I used for this experiment, this Piega was the only one that is a closed system and immediately Rage Against the Machine became less messy. But even though the Piega may look like a big bookshelf, it is shaped in a triangle and the cabinet has almost no depth, so there's not much bass, but the bass that I do hear is fast and clean. Now this speaker is actually a surround sound speaker in Piega's lineup and it is designed to play close to a wall. So that is something that will give you a bit more bass output, but for a small room it is smart to use a speaker that is designed to be close to the wall. The Lin Ninka, for example, has a port on the rear, so that one is not made to go right up against the wall. Piega does say that you can use these surround sound loudspeakers for stereo listening in a small room, and I'm guessing they are correct. So now all I have to do is to go on the lookout for a sealed bookshelf that gives me a bit more warmth and bass and keeping the rest of the qualities of the Piega. Now here's another thing, I have a confession to make. I said I hope that this experiment would make me appreciate rock music more. But after many hours of listening, I am really starting to get a bit tired of this music. But the experiment is not done, so we're moving on. And the last thing I want to say is that in this experiment, using a room that is not optimal, not having a dedicated power line, and not playing with expensive equipment like I have upstairs, it all comes down to compromises. The Piegas are my current favorite in a lot of things, but they are also too polite. The Lin is already a bit better at sounding a bit nasty, as I think this kind of music needs, and the B&Ws are the best at that, but unfortunately they suck at a lot of other things. So it is looking for the best compromise. Maybe there is a speaker out there at an affordable price that does it all, but I do not know this speaker at this moment. So to conclude, I am learning a lot of what is working and what is not working. I'm still not reaching a good depth in my soundstage, and I'm starting to think that that may not even be possible, but I'll finish that conclusion at the end of this experiment. Not yet, but it seems quite impossible. What I can say is that having a wide soundstage is actually pretty easy in a small room like this, with good setup, some good speakers, and I have some wonderful wide sound stages that I have heard in this small room, but depth, not yet. So this is what I wanted to share with you. This was episode 4. I hope you are enjoying this little experiment, and I will see you in episode 4. Now if you want to help the channel for free, leave me a comment, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.